And we are live. Welcome to the process. It is Monday, March 20th. I am Josh Engleman, here to break down a 6-game NBA slate for all of you. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. I hope everybody had a good weekend. I certainly did. Excited to break down some basketball for today. Yesterday's slate certainly didn't go the way that I wanted it to, but what are you going to do? We're on to the next one for today. Cheers to everybody in chat. Nice to see everybody here. Good morning. Good morning. Appreciate all of the congratulations. Saturday was a very, very fun night for me. For those that don't know, I'm happy to say it out loud. I took down the MMA contest for the UFC pay-per-view on Saturday night. 3-way chop for first, $80K to the winner. So that was fun. So we all chopped 80. 3 of us chopped 80K. Obviously, I wish that would have been a solo win for 150, but I am in no position to complain about 80K. I'm a little surprised that the lineup was duped twice, particularly by someone that played a single bullet. One of the other people that duped, I think, had like 50 lineups, so I wasn't as surprised there. But to hit a single bullet in the same one, that was a bit of a bummer. But I couldn't have been happier. It was so much fun to watch. I only watched the early part of the card. I did not get the pay-per-view until I knew I needed the outcome. So I bought it right before the main event. Needed Leon Edwards to win. Was very nervous heading into the decision, but picked up the win anyway. So yeah, it was a big night. It was fun. It was really fun. I went crazy. I went really crazy. It was a good time. So now we're on to the next one. Reminder, I will only be doing this show today and tomorrow. I leave for Vegas on Wednesday, and I will be there. I get back Sunday morning. I won't be on the Sunday morning strategy show. What time do I land? That's a good question. What time do we get back? Because I know I'm taking a red eye, but I don't know what time I actually get back. I get back into Wilmington at 10 a.m. That's going to be brutal. The 11 o'clock p.m. flight out of Vegas, landing in Charlotte at 6:30 a.m. Fun times. Yeah, S&P, I thought about that, but I wanted the goods. It was worth it. It was more than worth it. But yeah, I get to, Thursday, Friday will be the Sweet 16 games while I'm in Vegas. That should be a pretty good time. I'll be hitting up all of our content over at Odd Shopper. I'll be hitting up Ben Raza quite a bit for some college basketball picks, get some money down. Yeah, look, part of me wishes, part of me hates vacations because I don't like not being involved. Like, I hate being away from it all. It's kind of annoying. Might try to play 1 or 2 nights. We'll see. I doubt it. I haven't looked at the schedule. What do we have for obviously, I'm not playing Wednesday because that'll just be me getting there. And I think Wednesday is the actual big slate this week. Thursday night, 4-game slate. Friday night is 10 games. So there's no way I'm playing the 10. I could conceivably play that 4-gamer on Thursday. And then Saturday, in theory, I could play the Saturday slate too, but that probably isn't in my best interest. Probably better off just making a bunch of bets. Right. I like the rhythm of being at work, as weird as it sounds, but I'll get over that. Once the vacation starts and I'm in it, then I won't think about it at all and it won't matter. But anyway, let's get into this one now. Let's break down this slate. 6 games. I got a coffee here. I got a rise and grind here. I'd have been better off. I was trying to look at it to my left. That wasn't helping. See, I hope I bank while sitting poolside. We'll see where I'm sitting. Definitely going to do a spa day now. Treat myself a little bit after MMA on Saturday. What we really need to do is just bank an NBA slate before this regular season ends and really top it all off. So maybe we can get it tonight. Cheers, everybody. Let's get it started. Rise and grind time. Bang. Ooh, that's good. That's where it's at today. By the way, wrong side. Boop, right there. Buy our lineup generator. 50% off for your first week. It's going to be less than $5. If you haven't tried it out yet and it is of any interest to you at all, just try it. For $5, there's no reason not to. Projections, ownership, our optimal rates, lock players in, swap players if you want to. We generate all the lineups on the back end, and then we present only the ones that we deem to be good enough to you. And that, I think, is a pretty big piece of information. So if you're looking to play a couple more lineups, or if you're just looking for help building one, I think our lineup generator is the tool you're looking for. No, I didn't play on Saturday, S&P. Any new purchases, Brandon? No, nothing. I'm going to buy a new monitor, but I'm waiting until we're done this Vegas trip and stuff, because if I order it now, it'll just be sitting here. But I'm going to get some sort of monitor. Jerry, thank you. Thank you. I'm pretty confident we'll enjoy Vegas. Very low impact trip. I'm going for food. I'm going to relax. I'm going to do a spa day, get a massage, and just kind of chill. Life is going to get real long, real fast. So I'm taking advantage today because it's going to be a while before we do this shit again. All right, let's get into it. Boom. Oh, yeah, I still don't have this. Boom. Game number 1. First one up for today. Indiana Pacers, 1.5 point favorites in Charlotte, 232 total in this one. Oh, cool. Already crashed the workbook. That didn't take long. That did not take long at all. For a second, I thought I just clicked close. Enable content here. All right, let's try this again. Indiana Pacers, 1.5 point favorites in Charlotte. What do we got? No Tyrese Halliburton. Q tag on Mathurin. Q tag on Duarte. Q tag on Isaiah Jackson. Okay, we can handle that. So this shouldn't be too bad. Assuming Mathurin, Duarte, and Isaiah Jackson are back at least. Let's go ahead and delete this rotation. We'll pop it in from scratch because it's a Monday, and it's always better to take a lap through. Jerry, I think tanking is going to be relatively limited this year. When we get to a point where it's tanking, I don't think it's going to be like Q tags and late scratches. Like we might just see people get fully shut down, but I don't think the run to the bottom is going to be the same as it normally is. All right, so assuming we're getting TJ McConnell off the bench, let's see, Saturday, what did they do on Saturday for their rotation? This was against Philly. They lost by 20. First half was McConnell off the bench. He was playing pretty standard bench run. So we're going to say McConnell. Let's do McConnell for, let's see, in the Philly game, he played like 12 and a half first half minutes. In theory, he can close too. Let's see, on Thursday, what did he do on the 16th? I was against Miami. They won big. Didn't start. big bench run was closing. I think like 28 is the best bet there for McConnell. Man, you know what? 27. We'll go 27. And then that lets us go to Nembhard for... Let's see. He played 28, closed. Probably 29. I don't want to go too crazy here. Obviously, Miles Turner can go in for his 30. They went to Jalen Smith as the backup on Saturday. I'm going to assume they do that again. Or was Isaiah Jackson out? Box score, ESPN 3/18/23 Pacers. Yeah, Reddish hurt last night. All right, Isaiah Jackson was a DMP CD, so they did go to Jalen Smith on purpose. So I'm going to assume they're going to Jalen Smith again, straight back up to Turner, which is what they did. And it's also what they did on Thursday. So that feels good too. Then we get Nesmith in. He's playing 30 minutes a game right now. Now that was without Duarte or Mathurin, so that probably gets tamed a bit. Let's get Buddy Hield in for his 30 right away. I think we're going to go... probably like 28 to Nesmith. Maybe 20 to Wara. We get Mathurin back finally. He's missed basically 5 straight. 26 for Mathurin, I guess. That takes me to 32 left. We got to get Duarte out there for probably 24. And that leaves me 8 additional minutes for someone random. Doesn't feel like it should be George Hill, but he has played the 4 games since Halliburton's been out. So I'm just going to leave 8 minutes on George Hill. So from a rate perspective, don't really have to make too many changes, but we do need to make sure that we're getting Benedict Mathurin right. So for Indy, we need to take Tyrese Halliburton off. That's kind of a no-brainer. And then we're just going to put on some sort of combination of all the guys that normally play. McConnell, Hield, Nembhard, Nesmith, and I'll add Turner to that. Let's just say at least 3 of those guys are on. That should be a decent enough sample. Yeah, that's more than enough sample here with Halliburton off. So we'll start with Nesmith. Nesmith has a 18% usage rate in this sample. Nembhard is at 19. Benedict Mathurin is at 27.8. Buddy Hield is at 19. Duarte at 17.5. Miles Turner is at 24.5. And finally, TJ McConnell is at 17.5. Easy stuff there. I don't get the sense, like, we should like the Pacers here, but I don't get the sense we're going to, which is going to be kind of annoying. Massive assist rate bump here for TJ McConnell, by the way. Oof. I guess Nembhard gets probably a little bit of a bump too. Not really. But I think we're going to be good there. That's going to be Indy. Charlotte side, I assume whatever I get for Charlotte, I don't get right. I can't get Terry Rozier right to save my life right now. Charlotte has no Mark Williams, so we're just getting the same sort of rotation. It's wild to me that they can't get James Bouknight out there. What a missed pick. Not going right for anybody that's into the book night experience. Let's hit this rotation from scratch. We'll get Nick Richards out there. Gosh. I guess we need to go. Let's see. They played Friday. They got beat by 40. Nick Richards played his first quarter rotation, picked up 2 fouls. Didn't pick up another one there, but he only played 11 minutes in the first half. Picked up 2 more fouls and then never saw the floor again. Was an absolute blowout. Let's see. 6, 12. I mean, we can't go lower than 24. That would be silly. I'm going to go 28 to Richards. I think that makes the most sense. And then we get, what? Kai Jones as the backup, playing 20. We get PJ Washington in for 31. 32. It's Indy. It should be close. AJ, my wife has actually been there. She had like a giant tasting menu a few years ago there for a work event, and it was, as you've described, epic dinner. I want to say that they did like 13, 14, 15 courses or something like that. They could barely eat by the time that they got to the end of it. I was very jealous. All right, we know that we're going to get Terry Rozier in at the point. He's playing about 35 minutes a night. We know that we're going to get DSJ as the backup. He's playing much bigger minutes as of late. I mean, I think we got to go like 29. He could end up looking pretty good here. We got to get Kelly Oubre some minutes. We got to get Bryce McGowan's minutes. Svi plays a little bit. So let's get JT Thor in for 16. Let's get Gordon Hayward in for his 31. And then we'll get Kelly Oubre in for his 35. We'll go 34, actually. That leaves me 15 minutes for Bryce McGowan's, I guess. Done. Easy. Easy stuff. Yeah, I mean, I can see not playing Book Night because he's kind of a crap person, but for him to not be up right now, like, is it really necessary to play Bryce McGowan's? Like, wouldn't you want to be getting a look at him right now? It doesn't make a ton of sense to me. All right, game 1 in the books. It only took us way longer than it should have. Okay, now this side doesn't surprise me. We're going to be getting to a lot of Charlotte here. I love Terry Rozier. I love Kelly Oubre. I love PJ Washington. I think all 3 of those guys look great. Remember, bad Indy defense, pace up spot, but 5,100 for Nick Richards. We have to assume that Nick Richards is just going to play like a normal human being today, especially against Indy. Like, I assume it's going to be like the Sunday game where he played 32. I mean, he played 30 minutes in 3 straight games. I don't think giving him 28 is all that crazy. What happened in the Tuesday game? Tuesday the 14th, Charlotte loses by 16 to Cleveland. Nick Richards plays 6 minutes in the second quarter and 8 minutes in the first quarter. So that's, 14 and a half minutes. On pace for 28. He plays the third quarter, 8-minute rotation, and then just doesn't play in the fourth because it's over. So Nick Richards for 5,100 is going to end up being one of the best plays of today. To me, at least. I also really like DSJ for 5K. I mean, that's 3 straight games where he's played 30 minutes. Nothing's changed in their rotation. They seem like they're trying to give him those kind of minutes. Now, maybe he's getting blowout run that makes it a little bit heavier, but even still, I think he looks good. I'm actually going to take 1 minute away from DSJ and give it to Bryce McGowan's just to make it 28. But even still, I think we really, really, really like the Charlotte Hornets today. Yeah. And I don't like, there's no line. Rozier, Oubre, Washington, Smith, and Richards all look fantastic. Gordon Hayward still looks good at 5,900. Yeah. I'm not sure it matters, S&P. This is just too good of a spot. Honestly, I'm surprised the total isn't higher. I guess that's just an indictment on how bad both offenses are, but there's no defense to be spoken for here. And Indy and Charlotte are 7th in pace and 11th in pace. So this is even a pace-up spot with bad D. You just won all the Charlotte. How does Indy look? Not as good, but $7,300 Miles Turner stands out to me. I think $4,900 Mathurin, if he is in with shooting guard small forward, will be an interesting value option. There are no priorities here, though. Prices are already up a little bit. Jerry, I've never been to a Hornets game. I probably should go, but I don't. Maybe I'll plan that next year. Once Jordan sells the team. Chicago Bulls, speaking of Michael Jordan, 7.5-point dogs in Philadelphia, 225 total. I can't imagine anything looks good in this game unless we get people out. Caruso questionable. Everybody that's normally available for Chicago is available. I'm going to assume that Caruso is playing. I'm going to assume that we don't have to make any changes to this rotation. Although DeMar has been playing a little bit better. Man, he played 52 minutes in that multiple overtime game. I definitely need to go bigger than 36 here. If I take 10 out, that's 41. Yeah, if they get Wembanyama, I'm a lot more likely to go. At that point, I'll be hitting up DraftKings to see what they have. Levine and Vooch. I mean, I think I got to go to like 37 minutes on DeRozan. Larry, it was hard. That's hard to read, isn't it? Be 30. I could leave him at 36. Vooch can stay at 34. Take 1 minute away from Dosunmu there. Backup center run seems fine to me. Wow, maybe I do have to go to 38 on DeRozan. I mean, that's 38, 38, 39, 39, 41, 41. I don't want to go to 38, but it feels like I might have to. I mean, that's... Were any of those other games OT? No. 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 That's 38, 38, 39, 39, 41, 41. I'm going to 38 on DeMar. I think that makes the most sense. He's going to project better, I guess, but probably not all that great. Let's look at Philly now. Sixers, Q tag on Tucker, Harden available. So we're not really making any changes here for Philly. We had Saturday with no Tucker, no Harden, but assuming everybody's in, I don't think that we're making any wholesale changes here. We did get Jalen McDaniels back, so I guess I need to get him some minutes. See, where can they come from? I don't need too many. 8 might actually be enough. I don't even want to acknowledge it, guys. It was so bad. It's so dumb. It's either the stupidest trolling ever, which everybody should ignore, or he is like special and we should not be treating him the way that we are. But it's so aggravating to read. Man, do I need to reduce Tobias Harris's minutes? He's playing significantly less. I'll take him down to 30. I don't think I'm going to enjoy that. All right. Philly. Yeah. Okay. This makes me feel good. For Philly, it's Harden and Embiid. It's 9,900 for Harden. It's 11,600 for Embiid. Those are the two guys that you want to get to. I don't think that either one of them are a huge priority. This isn't that kind of game, but you're not going to anything else for Philly. And then for the Bulls, I'm hard pressed to say that you want to get to anything here. Vooch probably the best option. DeRozan's up to 8,700. Looks fine. It's just a lot of filler. No priorities from Chicago. That went as we would expect. Minnesota and the Knicks. Wolves are 7.5 point dogs in New York, 229 total. Anthony Edwards, I'm assuming, isn't playing today. He is questionable. I know he's out of the walking boot. It just doesn't feel like he's playing, right? Like, am I crazy? I don't want to project him out. Let's see. I really, really just want to project Anthony Edwards out. I don't think he's going to play, but like I don't like just rolling the dice on Q tags. So he got hurt Friday, missed Saturday. It just doesn't seem likely that he's playing today, does it? It seems so unlikely. When do they play again after this? All right, so Minnesota. All right, they play again on Wednesday against the Hawks. That's a home game. Today is on the road in New York. Just feels like I'm going to project him out. Yeah, I'm going to project him out. I don't normally do this for Q tags. It just feels like he sits one more game, gets a lot of therapy back at home for Wednesday's game. Yeah, S&P. Not only that, and I struggle to say this, but they're going to add more than that. They're going to get Miles Bridges back. And, like, that's a gigantic addition. We got to remember. We got to remember how good he was. Miles Bridges was a 10-win player last year. 22% usage, +2 offense, neutral defense, 59% true shooting. And he shot 33% from three, which wasn't even that great. Like, imagine just adding 10 wins to this team. Let's just say LaMelo, Rozier, Miles Bridges, PJ Washington, Mark Williams, and then we slot in Miles. Like, I mean, they're going to be way better than it seems. They're going to be way better than it seems. Take the over on the Hornets for next year. Sneaky decent team. All right, let's take Anthony Edwards out. Who started on Saturday? Minnesota lost by 16 to Toronto. I clicked the wrong button. So they started Conley, Slow-Mo, McDaniels, Prince, and Gobert. That's not the way that I would have expected that. So that's what, like Torian. Okay, fair enough. I can't believe they started that lineup. That's none of those guys are shooting guards. Let's just put it like that. All right, let's gut this rotation and think about it here. We get Rudy Gobert in for 31. We get Naz Reid in for the backup run. That piece is easy. Now we need to think about bumping everybody down a peg. So we got Conley in for 31. We got Jaden McDaniels in for 31. We got Slow-Mo in for 33. Torian Prince got the start, played 30 minutes. Don't necessarily think he has to get 30, but 28 feels pretty realistic. And look, if we got to put Edwards back in later on, we do. We put him back in. That's fine. So who else was in this rotation? First guy off the bench was Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Surprised he didn't actually start at the 2. That would have made a lot more sense. Played your standard issue bench rotation. Played about 19 minutes. They brought him out real quick into the fourth quarter to get Torian Prince back out there. Don't totally understand why. I guess because they were getting really destroyed. Put 20 to Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Jordan McLaughlin played his backup run like he normally does. And then Josh Mina played. Okay. He played a pretty standard backup rotation. So let's get him 16 minutes. That leaves me 16 additional minutes. Who am I missing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They played a 9-man rotation. Where am I leaving off these minutes from then? Well, I guess 3, 6, 9, 12. They had 12 extra minutes of blowout run, which would have gone to Gobert, Torian Prince. Yeah, I guess I got to take Prince up to 30. That just has to happen. Kyle Anderson played 32, so those 33 look fine. I'm going to take Jaden McDaniels up to 32. Can't take Conley there. Walker seems fine at 20. I guess Jordan McLaughlin actually played a little bit more than I would have expected. We'll take him up to 20. And now I can just sort of project 10 extra minutes to nobody. Nah, SMP, I disagree there. You can never have too many wings. You just take it and you figure it out later. The Rockets have plenty of room to take on a wing and offload, Jayshawn Tate. They're more likely to, they're going to take Miller and unload one of the guys they already have. All right, now we got to grab rates for no Anthony Edwards. That's obviously a much, much different affair here. So as we take off Anthony Edwards, I'm also going to take off D'Angelo Russell. And then I guess I want to take off Towns too, just to make sure I don't have that sort of sample. Let's see what we got. Not the biggest sample in the world here, but I think this will cover us. So Jaden McDaniels with all those guys off, 170 minutes only, 17% usage rate. He's barely different. Kyle Anderson has played the most minutes, 16% usage rate. He's barely different. Conley, just himself. Rudy Gobert, it's mostly himself. Taurean Prince gets a bit of a bump. Where does this usage go? I guess a lot of it goes to Naz Reid and Jalen Noel, two guys that aren't really going to be on the floor. We give that bump to Naz Reid. This gets really tricky because Jalen Noel's not going to play. So I guess I got to take Jalen Noel off too. And that's just going to really limit this sample. Who uses these possessions? Taurean Prince, I guess, starts to pick up a bunch more usage. I'll take him up even higher. That starts to become a problem, though. Naz Reid really just off the bench is going to have some massive usage. But no one else really does. Like, Kyle Anderson just doesn't soak anything else up. Jaden McDaniels doesn't really soak anything else up. But I have an overwhelming extra amount of usage for these guys right now. And I just don't see where to apply it. I really don't see where to apply it. Because right now it's like there's so much extra usage that even my bench guys are soaking up the wrong amount of usage. I guess that's just going to have to be what it is. Now, now I got to give Nickeil Alexander-Walker a rate too. Something like that. I need to split some of this time between Austin Rivers and Luka Garza so that no one shows up as a good play. Okay, that'll work. Taurean Prince for 3,400 is officially a problem. There is usage to go around here for Minnesota, and I don't totally know where it's going to go just yet. I don't really like any of the individual plays other than if we're getting Taurean Prince starting, he's the best play from Minnesota, and it's not close. 3,400 small forward, power forward. He'll be in basically everything I create, assuming we get this same starting lineup. Just have to. We just have to. In theory, it could be Nickeil Alexander-Walker. I think he'll be an interesting pivot. And with that said, I'm going to take one of those minutes away from Prince and give it to Walker, just so he shows up a little bit higher. It's 3,500 for Nickeil Alexander-Walker. That's also a pretty good price for a guy that could play more. Now, on the opposite side of Minnesota, let's hit up the Knicks. The only problem here is that facing the Knicks in New York isn't that great of a matchup. Now, everybody's available for the Knicks like they normally are. We've got 37 minutes for Randall. We've got 29 minutes for Mitchell Robinson. We're going to bring that down to 28 and 20 for him and Hartenstein. We got Quickly in for... Oh, we got Brunson back on Saturday. Okay. So let's project that team the correct way then. Brunson came back, played 32 minutes. I'm going to get him right in for 35. That lets us get Quickly back in for, say, 26 for right now. RJ Barrett comes in for 31. Josh Hart comes in for 30. That leaves me 22 for Grimes. That'll work. Easy stuff for the Knicks. We do need to grab the rates. That's an easy thing to do. They have such a giant sample when everybody's healthy. So when we have starters of Randall, Brunson, Barrett, and Grimes, it's a massive sample. When those four guys start, things become pretty easy. Come on. There we go. All right, quickly. Usage rate when those four guys start. 20. Brunson is at 27.5. Josh Hart is at 13.5. Randall's at about 29. Mitch is at 10. And then RJ Barrett is at 26. Simple projections here for this team. Rest of these rates stay the same. So we actually like the Knicks quite a bit. 9,200 for Randall is too cheap here against Minnesota. Jalen Brunson at 7,500, assuming he's back and playing his normal minutes, and it's the Knicks. Why wouldn't he? Amazing play. And then $4,500 Mitch Robinson here. I mean, hard to not like him. Minutes have been down a little bit. Maybe I want to go to 27-21 here on Mitch and Hartenstein. Let's do that. Still like him quite a bit. So, really like Randall and Brunson. Brunson in particular. And now that we have Minnesota's rotation finished, or the Knicks rotation finished, the guy we're looking for is Taurean Prince. He's going to be really high up there when we run our power rankings crunch. 7:15, we're 3 games in. Boy, am I taking my sweet time. Golden State Warriors, 9.5-point favorites in Houston, 238 total. This could be a game that pops off pretty aggressively. Golden State's got no Wiggins, no Peyton, and a Q tag on Looney. So this should be pretty easy to handle. We got 36 minutes for Steph. We're going to make that 35. We got 29 for Poole. I can hold 26 for Looney. Make that 25. Kuminga, 28 doesn't feel right. Make that 26. Michael Green at 18 doesn't feel right. We'll make that 14. Anthony Lamb comes down to 20. We got 32 for DiVincenzo. That'll be 31. 33 for Clay. 14 for Moses Moody. How do I have 13 minutes left? Because Draymond Green isn't projected to play. Got it. Let's get Draymond back out there for 31. Now we can trim these minutes. Moses Moody goes away. And still need to cut 4 minutes. Where do those minutes come from? They don't come from Steph. Coming from Von Looney down to 24. Kuminga down to 25. And JaMychal Green down to 12. Done. Rates all stay the same here. So we'll go to Houston now. What do we know for the Rockets? Doubtful tag on Jayshawn Tate. Oh, they're on a back-to-back, aren't they? Yeah, they played yesterday. I played a ton of them. So, has Tate really not been playing back-to-backs? Wednesday, Friday, Monday, Thursday, Tuesday, Saturday, Sunday. I mean, I'm assuming we're getting the same rotation. Do we know that Jayshawn Tate's not supposed to play today? I mean, if Tate doesn't play, it doesn't really matter. We just move one guy to the other spot. Green, Porter, and these guys keep playing massive minutes. I'm going up to 36 on KPJ. I've already got Jalen Green in for 36. I'm going to make that 37. Oh, maybe I shouldn't. No, I have to. I got to go 35 and 36. 9.5-point dogs against Golden State. This isn't a good spot. 34 for Jabari Smith can hold. 33 for Kmart. I'm actually going to bring down one. Eason can stay. Garuba can stay. Tate can stay. Sengun for 31. I'll hide one more minute on Josh Christopher. We're just going to love this Houston team again, just like I did yesterday. Yeah. 6,700 Sengun. Center's loaded. Center is absolutely loaded today. I mean, I've named multiple high-end centers. 6,800 for Jalen Green. I had a ton yesterday. I'm going to have a ton today. He's just playing too many minutes. That price is wrong. KPJ's price is up to 8K now. I don't mind going there, but Jalen Green is a free square as far as I'm concerned. Jalen Green's going to be in 70% of my lineups. No doubt about it. And then for Golden State, obviously great matchup. I mean, $9,800 Steph looks good. That's for sure. Giant raw point ceiling. Takes some shots on Clay, DiVincenzo, Draymond, Poole. Yeah, I don't know how to read into that S&P. I mean, the good news is it doesn't really matter. You just swap in somebody else and we're good to go. If Tate played more, it would really matter. Let's go to Dallas. They're 1-point dogs in Memphis. 222 total. We got everybody back now. We got Kyrie on Friday. Q-tag on Luka. Q-tag on Kyrie. I guess we have to assume that Luka plays. So this rotation changes a bit. We're going to get 37 minutes out of Kyrie. I'm going to say 36 out of Luka. I think we maintain this like 21 minutes out of Dwight Powell. Christian Wood played a little bit more again. That starts to become pretty scary. We know Reggie Bullock needs to go in for 32. We know Tim Hardaway needs to go out there for like 28. Maxey in for 26 seems pretty likely. Running low on dudes now. Josh Green, I think we're going to be getting 28 out of him. That leaves me 11 minutes for Justin Holiday, I guess. I think McKinley Wright will be done then. I don't know what to do with Christian Wood's minutes. That's obviously a pretty tricky spot. Yeah, we could do something like that. I don't trust this at all, though. Christian Wood's minutes are a very, very, very interesting dynamic. I assume they go away now. We have such a small sample of Kyrie and Luka both starting. It's what, like 4 games? Nine games? Is that real? I guess it is. All right, Christian Wood, since with Kyrie and Luka starting, Christian Wood has a 27.5% usage rate. Arthur, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Josh Green's at 14%. Kyrie's at 28. Luka's at 36.5. Maxey doesn't really have that kind of sample, but he's also not that kind of guy. Reggie Bullock is at 11. And then Tim Hardaway, where that one actually matters, is at 18. Assist rate for Kyrie and Luka will matter. I mean, we're not going to be going to anything for Dallas other than Kyrie and Luka, so that part actually helps. Giant reduction in assist rate for Luka. Rebounding rate should stay the same for Luka. Minor reduction. Oh man, that sucks. What? That really sucks. Sorry. All right, so wait, we still got to do Memphis. Dallas side is done. Memphis side. We take a look and see Q-tag on Jaren Jackson. Man, The trickle-down effect if Jaren Jackson happens to be out today is massive. So be ready for that one. Obviously, still no Ja. So no real changes here. We got Tyus Jones in for 32. Luke Kennard in for 22, 21. We got 27 for Tillman. Feels about right. Jaren Jackson in for 31. That feels right. 22 for Santi Aldama. Feels right enough. David Roddy for 20. Dylan Brooks for 32. Desmond Bane for 33. John Conchar for 20. All that looks fine. No Triple J will really mess this slate up. Because we already mildly like Memphis. Bane and Brooks would be my two priorities, but Tyus, Jackson, Tillman, Aldama already as a value option all look solid enough. We already have our eye on Memphis. But if Triple J leaves, we're jamming Bane, we're jamming Brooks, we're jamming Aldama. Everything looks amazing in that scenario. Dallas, look, 12-1 for Luka is a price tag you can pay. 10K for Kyrie is a pretty tough sell. Stay odd, thank you. Maxi, 3,400. It's a value option at least. Very weird game. And then we close it out with a late night hammer. If there's any injury news here, this is a real late night hammer. Sacramento Kings, Q-Tag Herter, Q-Tag Lyles. So we're projecting it normally. Now, these guys didn't play on Saturday, but we can't make those kind of changes. And we're not really touching this rotation. We've got 36 for Sabonis. I guess we bring the Barnacle of the Bay down to 33. Bump up Kessler Edwards a bit. We got 34 for Fox. That's fine to me. Monk in for 21. Maybe that should be 22. 28 for Herter. Maybe we do something like that. 27 for Keegan. Has played a little bit more as of late, but that was without Lyles this most recent time. So I think I'm comfortable with just standard Sacramento rotation. Then we go to Utah. Final team. Okay, no Jordan Clarkson. No Colin Sexton. Q-Tag on Lauri Markkanen, which will be quite important. Maybe today I'll actually add Johnny Juzang to the rotation so I can stop hiding minutes fakely on Frank Jackson. We got 31 in there for TH. You know what? I'm going to reproject everybody here. No reason not to. Even though we know what's going on here for Utah, it's always nice to put on a fresh coat of paint. Walker Kessler, 31 minutes a night. Bang, bang, boom. Damian Jones appears to play like a rotation or two. Get him out there for 11 minutes. And then we can get Kelly Olynyk at the 5 for 6 minutes. Plus another 23 at the 4. We get Rudy Gay out there for 16. And then we get THT starting, playing 29 minutes. Chris Dunn backing him up. Maybe playing a little bit extra. We get Akbaji out there for 30. We get Lauri Markkanen out there for 35. That leaves me 40 additional minutes for Fontecchio and whatever else I want to leave for, what's his name? Juzang. So we're going to get like 18 to Fontecchio, I guess. That's not enough. We'll go to 20 for Fontecchio. We're going to get Chris Dunn up to 22. And then I can hide some of these minutes on Frank Jackson. And I'll hide some on Udoka Azubuike just because. Rates all stay the same team. So for Utah, look, if Markkanen's playing, 9,100 for him against the Kings isn't the worst price. Walker Kessler at 7K. Just add him to the list of centers that look good. He will probably not get much ownership. You can fill out with the rest of the Jazz, but no real priorities. If we think De'Aaron Fox is playing 34 minutes, I probably need to take a minute away from him. Oh, man, 34 feels right. I like De'Aaron Fox for 8,200. Yeah, I don't. David Roddy's scores against Dallas are totally meaningless to me. I'm quite confident I won't have a single share of David Roddy unless Jaren Jackson gets ruled out. Most people will not be playing David Roddy today. De'Aaron Fox looks good. The rest of this team is filler. But we got crunches to run now, folks. Let's save this bad boy. Should have saved this way earlier than what I'm doing right now. We can minimize that. Bring up crunches. Boom. All right, here we go. FanDuel Optimals. What do we have? Yeah, I know Frank Jackson's not available. Yeah, hit that like button, by the way. 150 people in the house certainly helps out a ton. 304.84. This is the optimal lineup by 0.76. Yes. No, 0.66. Yes. Tyus Jones, TJ McConnell, Jalen Green, Benedict Mathurin, Lauri Markkanen, Bane, Tillman, PJ Washington, Nick Richards. That's a pretty balanced lineup, but you do get to the $9,200 Markkanen payout. Yeah, I understand that that's who they're playing, but that does not matter in DFS. Do not look back at two previous games against a team and think you should play someone any different. It should carry 0% weight. Wow. So it's, man, looking like I'm going to get Tyus Jones in the top spot. Didn't expect that. Or maybe it's PJ Washington. Also didn't expect that, but matchup against Indiana is helpful. PJ Washington, your number one contender on FanDuel for today. Tyus Jones, Taurean Prince, Jalen Green, and Benedict Mathurin round out the top five. Who knows if Mathurin's playing. Barnes, Harrison Barnes, Lauri Markkanen, Talen Horton-Tucker, Tyrese Maxey, Jordan Poole rounded out on FanDuel. That's gross, folks. That is wildly unappealing on the FanDuel side. For DraftKings, what do we know about DK? I mean, we're not going to be paying up for, like, I don't think that we're going to be paying up for Luka. Paying up for Embiid will be fine. After that, my next closest guy is 8 points away. So we're either going to get this like heavily balanced lineup, or we have enough value because of guys like Prince that it sneaks over the top. All right, so optimals on DraftKings. 286.01. This is the optimal by 0.57. Jalen Brunson, Jalen Green, Oubre, PJ Washington, Nick Richards, Desmond Bane, Taurean Prince, Alperen Şengün. I mean, I like that lineup a lot. The Hornets piece clearly scares me, but these guys are not priced all that difficult. Like, they're easy to get to. It's a great matchup against Indiana. I don't have any problem with what I see here. I like that lineup quite a bit. I think the power rankings are going to be very, very much something that I like. Yeah. Yeah, these are the names that I'm seeing are names that I'm going to be very happy to be well over on. And I think there are going to be a couple pieces here that the public doesn't like the way that I like them. coming down the stretch, it's going to be Jalen Green in that top spot, Jalen Brunson, so battle of the Jalens at the top, Alperen Şengün, Nick Richards, and PJ Washington. That's your top 5. Dennis Smith Jr., Julius Randle, Taurean Prince, Dylan Brooks, and Terry Rozier round out the bottom of my top 10. Larry, I don't ever do that. I think it's reasonable to. But I don't. That's not something that I ever do. I like this. I like this quite a bit. I think tonight's a fun slate. I think tonight's a really fun slate just because of the way payups look. Like, it's really hard to justify Luka Doncic at 12-1 if he is in. You can obviously always justify Joel Embiid, but 11-6 is a lot. Think about what we have as value for centers. Nick Richards, Santi Aldama if you want it, Şengün, Mitchell Robinson, PJ Washington, Drummond if you want it, Kai Jones if you want it. Like, lots of backup center options. Miles Turner's a decent value. Hartenstein backup, Maxi Kleber, Jaren Jackson, Walker Kessler. I mean, there's a lot of value out there at center today, which makes it harder to get to Embiid. And then if you're not paying up there, that's when you start getting into this morass in the middle. Really like the exposures on DraftKings today. It's going to be a fun slate. Guys, that's it. We're done. We took the full hour. It was a good time, right? I think we had some fun. Yeah, if Tate sits, I figure, we get more minutes out of Josh Christopher. They bring out, Ty Washington or some additional guy to play a little bit more. You bump everybody, like you bump Tari Eason an extra minute or so. Maybe you consolidate the starters. Yeah, if Tate sits, you probably like Tari Eason quite a bit more than you do now. I'm with you there, S&P. We'll talk to Adam about it on the strategy show, but for now, that's it. I got to go record prize picks, no house advantage, and 2 contenders videos. Then you got the strategy show at 10 o'clock, myself and Adam. Thanks for being here, folks. It's been a good one. I will talk to you guys later. Closing out the week tomorrow with this one. This was the process.